Hello my friends, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Michelle the Introvert and I have quite a project that I'm working on this afternoon. What I'm making for supper tonight is Rappie Pie. And this is an Acadian dish that's very famous here in Nova Scotia. Rappie Pie was made many years ago when the Acadians first moved to Nova Scotia, and since then it's been popular. It's been popular ever since. So this is like a potato mix that we have. It is Dion's home style Rappie Pie mix, and this is what I always buy when I want to make Rappie Pie. And another thing I picked up for the Rappie Pie is some bacon. And yesterday I cooked a lot of chicken. Now some people put turkey in their Rappie Pie, which is absolutely fine. I've done that before and it tastes excellent. But yesterday I thought I'll cook up some chicken, and look at how much chicken I cooked up. I cooked up quite a bit of chicken, and this is going to be going into the Rappie Pie. And if it doesn't all go in, I'll probably freeze some or use some for sandwiches. But most of this, and this is a fairly big bowl, most of this will be going into the Rappie Pie. Now I saved my chicken broth from when I was cooking my chicken yesterday. And when I was cooking my chicken, of course I had the water and I put some onions in, so the broth will have like that onion flavor mixed in with the chicken flavor. And what I did when it was all done is I took this sieve here, or this colander, and I strained the broth through this so that any bones or things like that would be staying in this bowl. Now of course the onions would end up being in this bowl too, but the broth itself will still have the onion flavor from when it was cooking in with the chicken. So I thought I'd give you a pointer and tip on that. Some people don't use this. They just put the whole broth in, which is fine. Some people have different ways of making Rappie, but for us, we don't really want bones in our Rappie Pie so much, so I use this to avoid that. And over here behind me, see the big pot? This is where I have my chicken broth. And I've got this heated up on the stove. And to tell you the truth, I actually saved some of the turkey broth that I had from when I cooked our Thanksgiving dinner. So there's a mixture in there. Not everybody does it that way, but I figured I might as well use that turkey broth up too. So it's going to have a lot of extra flavor having that chicken and turkey broth mixed in there together. Over here I have my very large pan. It's my roasting pan. I have this. This is for the Rappie Pie. It's the largest roasting pan I have because that Rappie Pie mix, it makes a lot of Rappie. So I have this very large pan and I have it buttered, as you can probably see. And I also have a smaller pan. I'll show you. I have this one here, but I have a good reason for that. And as you can see, there's margarine in there too. I'm making a small version of Rappie Pie for my daughter Stacy. When she gets off work today, she's going to come by and pick up her Rappie Pie so she can have it for supper. So those are the things that I've been doing so far as I wait for my broth here to warm up. I think I might have to turn the stove up just a little bit more just to get things moving a little bit quicker. And in the meantime, I have my kettle here. And I'm going to turn this on because I need the boiling water. While waiting for the broth to start boiling, I have to warm the broth up enough that it starts to boil in the pot. And so while I'm waiting for that to take place, I took out the largest bowl that I have, and this is actually Tupperware. And I love Tupperware, for those of you who don't know that. I love Tupperware. So I have the largest bowl that I have, and I'm going to put my Rappie Pie mix in there. So that's the first step right now. And then soon afterwards, after I get it all put in this bowl, I'm going to get my cutting board that I have, and I'm going to cut the bacon up into slices. And I'm going to use the whole package of bacon to do that. So that is the next thing on my agenda, my friends, while I wait for that broth to stir and bubble and get all heated up. Here's what the bacon looks like after I've got it all cut up. So that's all ready to go into this bowl when the broth is ready. Let's take a look at the broth and see how it's doing. Now, as you can see, it's not bubbling yet, but there is some motion of the broth moving. So it is starting to get some heat in there. It's starting to get warm, but it's not boiling yet. I'm taking a look at the instructions. There's some instructions here written on the Dion's Rappie Pie mix package, and these have the easy steps on how to make a Rappie Pie. They're very easy. So I'm just reading to see what it says. Number 1 is add 2 cups of cold water and mix well. So I'm going to get my measuring cup. Here it is. And I'm going to get 2 cups of cold water and put it in with that potato mix right now. So I'm sure shortly that this will be boiling. But while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to get the water and just mix it in with this potato mixture right here. Hear that? It's still a little bit frozen. I had it in my freezer and then I took it out last night and put it in the fridge so it could kind of start thawing, but it's still a little bit frozen. Oh welly. I'll just do a little bit of scraping and see how that works. But once that boiling broth is put in there, this will all become nice and soft, so it doesn't really matter as long as it all gets mixed in together. Alrighty, let's take a look at this broth. That is exactly what we want to see right there. And I'm going to turn the stove off. There it is. That's what you want to see right there, is the broth all boiled and stirred and heated up. I'm going to get my spoon here. And my kettle is boiled. We need to use half and half in the Rappie Pie. We need half of it to be broth and half of it to be water. So we're back to the bowl, and here's the potato mix in there, and there is 2 cups of cold water in the bowl as well. So we need half and half, half water, half broth. So I'm going to start by putting in 5 cups of broth and 5 cups of boiling water. I'm going to stir this a little bit. Let that hot water get to that potato block there. Start to get things a bit mushy, which is what you want to see. Just like that. So I've been continually stirring the potato in with the broth in hot water, and I'm just going to add another 5 cups of hot water to this. So we have so far 2 cups of the cold water, 10 cups of broth, and very shortly here I will have put in 10 cups of the hot water. And while I'm slowly stirring, I'm going to put in some bacon, like this. I'm going to also put in some of this chicken that's in this bowl. And my hands are clean, of course. I wash my hands a lot, all the time, every day, especially when I'm cooking. And as you can see, I have the chicken off of the bone. I deboned the chicken. So these are just little pieces of chicken here that I'm putting in. I'm going to add some more bacon because the bacon gives it a really, really nice flavor. And then I just keep stirring it all in. And then I'm going to keep adding chicken. I'm going to use quite a bit of that chicken up in here. But just what you're seeing me doing is all you have to do. I've been mixing gently for a few minutes because I don't want it to spill over the side here. And very shortly, I'm going to pour this Rappie Pie into my big roasting pan, plus my little one here. I turned the oven on to 375 degrees. Save some of the rest of that for the little pan here. Put it in there. Just like that. And pour the rest in my big pan here. So you see it makes a lot. It fills this pan quite a bit, doesn't it? And there's enough there that I can send some home with Stacy. So she can have some for her supper as well. So I have both pans in the oven. And the big pan right there, that will take 1.5 hours to bake or cook in the oven. And the smaller pan, I think I'm going to check on it in an hour because I don't think it's going to take as long to cook as that big one. Well, it's been an hour. Let's take a look in the oven and see how the Rappie Pie is doing. Can you hear the sizzling? Now the big one isn't done quite yet, but the small one, guess what? I think it's ready. See all the brown crust on the top? Yes, I think it's time to take the little one out. Just putting my handy dandy oven mitt on. Look at that. That looks pretty good. Yes, that Rappie Pie turned out really good. That'll be just right for Stacy's supper tonight. And she should be here very shortly, actually, to come pick this up. Just in time for her supper time. I'd like to mention that this vlog here today on how to make a Rappie Pie, this is actually an updated version of one that I had posted quite a while ago. I did a vlog in my early days of vlogging. It was, I think, it was like my 11th vlog that I had ever done. So I was still a newbie. I was still very much a beginner at learning how to vlog, learning how to film, things like that. So I do have an older version of how to make a Rappie Pie, and if you want, I can put that link at the very end of this video if you're curious to see see what it was like for me at the beginning when I was just starting to vlog, just learning how to vlog. And it was all very new. It was all very new, but it was still fun back then as well. So I've learned a few things. I've only been vlogging for a year and 4 months. So I've learned a lot in that time, and it's been great. We've been enjoying ourselves very much. My husband Gerald actually helps with the editing, and I do most of the filming. But we've learned a lot in the last year and a half. And again, thank you, my friends, for all your support and your encouragement this past year and 4 months. You guys are like awesome. So here is the Rappie Pie. I just took it out of the oven. And it took a little bit longer than an hour and a half to cook in the oven, but that's okay. But what you're seeing there, that's the color that you want. That's the color it should be, and then you can just take it out of the oven because it's ready. And a lot of people put margarine or butter with a bit of salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, and others also put molasses on it. Here's a little close-up. And I am actually one of the people that love to put molasses, just a little bit of molasses, on Rappie Pie. Well, my friends, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It was a big project making that Rappie Pie, but it sure is enjoyable and it's very satisfying. Just to know that I've made a big batch of Rappie for our supper tonight, but it's going to last us a few days actually, probably 2 or 3 days. So I'll be able to have a little break from cooking supper for the next couple nights. But thank you for keeping me company, my friends. It's always a pleasure having you around. And if you like this vlog, please give me the YouTube thumbs up or press that subscribe button. That would be great. In the meantime, I have more vlogs to come. So stay tuned and I'll talk to you soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.